Good morning, children. Let us start the first chapter, that is crop production and management. What is agriculture practices? Till 10,000 BC, people were nomadic. Nomadic means they are wandering from one place to another in search of food and shelter. So they eat raw material like fruits and vegetables and then started hunting for animals for the food. Later, they could cultivate the land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. Thus, the practice of agriculture begins, and there is the birth of agriculture. What is crop? Is the when the plant of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale. It is called crop. For example, wheat is crop that is grown in the field. Now, crops are of different types like cereals, vegetables, and fruits. So they can be also classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. So, according to classification, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. They are Kharif crop and Rabi crops. Now, according to the crops category, crops which are shown in the rainy season and are called Kharif crop. And the rainy season in India is generally from June to September. So, examples of Kharif crops are paddy, means rice, maize, soyabean, groundnut, coconut, etc. Rabi crops. Rabi crops are grown in the winter season and their time is generally from October to March. Of Rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseeds, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Some of the basic practices of crop production are: first is preparation of soil, second sowing, third adding manures and fertilizers, fourth irrigation, fifth protection from the weeds, sixth is harvesting, and seventh is the storage. Now the first is preparation of the soil. In this step, before sowing a crop, one must, very important task is to turn the soil and loosen it. You can see around you that how the farmers are loosening their soil before it will rain. Now, why there is loosening of the soil is necessary? Because roots is to be penetrated deep into the soil. So the loosened soil help in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are generally farmers friendly, and they turn and loosen the soil and add the humus to it and increase the fertility. Now, preparation of the soil. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. So you might have seen the plow or tiller in the field. Plow is made up of wood or iron. Now, when the soil is very dry, it need watering before plowing. So, fields are plowed with a big piece of soil. They loosen, and this big piece of soil is called crumbs. And before sowing, it is necessary to break these crumbs with a plank. So agriculture practices needs many of the implements. So before sowing the seed, it is necessary to break the soil into the size of grains to which to get the better yield. So this is done with the various tools. So some of the tools they use are plow, hoe, and cultivator. Plow is very ancient for tilling of the soil and adding fertilizer to the soil crop and removing the weeds and scrapping of the soil. Now, plow consists of triangular iron strip called plowshare. You must see in the pic also plowshare. Then the main part of plow is a long log of wood that is known as plow shaft. So there is handle at one end of the shaft. Second agricultural instrument is hoe. which is a strong, broad and bent plate of iron fixed on one end and work like a blade. It is pulled by animals also. Third is the cultivator. Now, in olden days, plowing is done by all that plow and all, but nowadays tractors are also used for cultivator as a cultivator, and cultivator saves labor and time. So, with the help of tractor, cultivators are being driven. The second process of agriculture practices is sowing. Now, sowing of the seeds is an important process. So, before sowing, good quality of seeds are selected. Means clean, healthy seeds of good variety. So that it can give the high yield for the crop. Now, important task is to know how to use the tools before sowing the seeds. So one activity is given, take a glass or a beaker. Now fill it half with water and put a handful of wheat seed and stir well. Wait for some time. Now these can be the observation. There are seeds which float on water. Would these be lighter or heavier than those which is sinking? Why would they be lighter? Damaged seeds become hollow and thus they become lighter and they float on the surface of water. So you can discriminate between the healthy seeds and the damaged seed. Now, for sowing of the seed, traditional tools like funnel is used. Seeds are passed through the funnel and three pipes are connected with the sharp end, and these ends perch into the soil and place seed there. Modern technique of sowing of the seeds is the use of seed drill. Now, this is with the help of tractor, the seed drills are used. Now, the tool sows the seed uniformly at proper distance and depth. It ensures that seeds gets covered by soil after sowing. This also prevents the damage caused by bird. Sowing of the seed by seed drill save time and labor. Now, the third step is adding manure and the fertilizers. So, to increase the fertility of the soil, we have to provide the external nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants. So, soil requires manure and fertilizer. These are the special nutrients which is required for the growth of the plant. Where the soil is not that much rich in the nutrients, so the process by which we do the manuring or providing manures is very necessary to replenish the nutrient and for manuring the result of the weak plant. Now, fertilizers. Fertilizers are the chemical substance. Chemical means they are prepared in the laboratory or industries. They are particularly rich in the nutrients. They used to help farmer to get better crop production such as wheat, paddy and maize. But children, excessive use of these fertilizers made the soil less fertile in the long run. So fertilizers also become the source for the water pollution. Now, manures are basically organic in origin, means they are made from the living organisms. So they are biodegradable. Fertilizers are made up of synthetic chemicals, so they are non-biodegradable. So organic manures are always advantageous or better than the fertilizers, as organic fertilizers or manure enhance the water holding capacity of the soil. It holds the water in the soil and also it makes the soil porous. Porous means having small openings or holes, due to which exchange of gases become easy in the soil for the roots of the plant. Another advantage of manures are it also increase the number of friendly microbes. Microorganisms get increased and improve the texture of the soil. Now let us see the differences between fertilizers and manure. Now fertilizer. Fertilizer is an inorganic salt. Manures are the organic obtained from the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste and plant residues. Now fertilizer is prepared in the factories and manures are prepared in the field itself. Fertilizer do not provide any humus to the soil, but manure provide humus to the soil. Fertilizers are rich in the plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, but manures are relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Now, the next step of agriculture practice is irrigation. As water is necessary for living being, so water is also very important. So a planting or watering of the plant is known as irrigation. So water is very important for growth and development of all parts of plant, that is flower, fruit and seeds. So water is absorbed by the plant root. So we have to provide the water. So along with water, mineral and fertilizers are also absorbed by the root of the plants. So, and also the plant body is made up of 90% nearly water. So water is essential for germination of seeds, and they do not germinate if the condition is dry. So the supply of water to crop at different interval is called irrigation. So irrigation varies from crop to crop and also from soil to soil and also season to season. So let us see the sources of irrigation. So irrigation sources are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dam and canals. Now let us see some of the traditional or old method of the irrigation. Now water available in wells, lakes and canals are lifted by different methods. In earlier time, cattle or human laborers are used for these methods. These methods were cheaper but less efficient. The various traditional ways are mode, that is pulley system. Then second was the chain pump. So gradually the pumps are mostly used for lifting water like diesel, biogas, electricity, solar energy, or these forms of energy were used for the irrigation purpose. Now let us see the modern methods of irrigation. First is sprinkler system. In this system, where the land is uneven and where the sufficient water is not available, this is sprinkler system is very efficient. Now in this sprinkler system, the perpendicular pipes having rotational nozzle on the top are joined to main pipeline at regular interval. When the water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under the pressure with the help of a pump. Second is the drip system. In this system, the water fall drop by drop just at the position of the roots. So it is called drip system, and it is the best technique of watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. Now, some advantages of the drip system is it provides water to the plant drop by drop, and water is also not wasted at all. So it is also very boom, you can consider, where there is the less water availability in the area or region. Now, the next step or agriculture practice is protection from the weeds. Now, weeds and weeding process. Along with the main crop, in field many other undesirable plants. Now, the removal of these weeds or undesirable plants is known as weeding. Weeding is very necessary process as weed compete with the main crop for water, nutrients, space and light. So they affect the growth of the crop. So tilling before sowing of the crops help in uprooting and killing the weeds, which may then dry up and get mixed with the soil. Now weeding is also done by certain chemicals. Weeds can be controlled by weedicides, which kills the weeds. Example are 2,4-D. They are sprayed in the field to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crop or main crop, the main plant, Weedicides are diluted with water to extent required and sprayed in the field with a sprayer. Now, the final process is the harvesting. Now, harvesting of a crop is important task. That is when the plant or crop become mature, and cutting of the crop after maturing is known as harvesting. So, in harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground, and it usually takes 3 to 4 months for the cereal crop to mature. Now, harvesting in our country is mostly done by either manually by sickle or by a machine known as harvester. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is known as threshing. Now, harvesting is done with a modern machine known as combine or harvester. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grain and chaff by winnowing. Now, the final process is known as storage. Storage means after harvesting or taking out the mature plants and seeds, the important task is the storage of the crop. Now, crop grains are kept for longer time, so they have to be kept safe from moisture, insects, rats, and microorganisms. Now, fresh crops have more moisture, so if freshly harvested grains or seeds are stored without drying, they contain more water, they may get spoiled or they may get attacked by organisms, and they also lose their germination capacity. Now, how to store? Farmers generally store grain in jute bags or metallic bins. However, large-scale storage of grain is done in silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. Dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home. For storing large quantities of grain in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are also required to protect them from pests and the microorganisms. Another terminology is the animal husbandry. Now, children, along with the agriculture practices, the farmers also keep many animals or domestic animals. So, animal reared at home or in farms, which have we have to provide them the proper food, shelter, and care. This is done on the large scale, and this is known as animal husbandry. Why this is done? Animals are being reared for the milk or or for the cultivation process.